Good afternoon สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to the live telecast by the Television Pool of Thailand to the formal declaration of faith demonstrating His Majesty the King's willingness to become the royal patron of Buddhism here at the Grand Palace compound. In a while, His Majesty the King will arrive. I am Rungtip Chonapalai.
And I'm Captain Surasan Kongsiri.
Earlier this morning, His Majesty the King became fully invested monarch of the Kingdom of Thailand when he performed the purification and anointment ceremonies. Later on, he was presented the 9-tier white umbrella of state by the chef Brahmin priest that symbolizes the kingship. And earlier this afternoon, there was the granting of an audience of His Majesty the King, a part of the procedure of the coronation, which is to allow the royal families and high officials, both military and civilians, as well as foreign dignitaries, to pay homage to the King. And now we are waiting for the arrival of His Majesty the King to the formal declaration of faith, demonstrating His Majesty's willingness to become the royal patron of Buddhism. In a while, His Majesty will arrive from the Grand Palace compound to the temples of the Emerald Buddha.
And of course, the declaration to be performed by His Majesty the King is part of the ceremony, as Buddhism is considered to be the majority religion in Thailand. But nonetheless, other religions are also upheld by His Majesty as the royal patron of those religions and faiths as well. The other religions, namely Hinduism, Brahmanism, the Chinese Taoism, as well as Islam and Christianity, to name but a few, some of these religions also upheld by His Majesty the King. Now, as we mentioned, that as part of this ceremony, His Majesty obviously will declare or make declaration to be the royal patron of Buddhism, being the religion which the majority of Thais have their faith in. And obviously we are watching now some of the interesting buildings within the complex of the Grand Palace. And obviously some of these interesting buildings comprise of the buildings where religious rites and other royal ceremonies are performed. Earlier in the day, we witnessed the rites being performed in the Maha Montien group of buildings, which are located in the middle court area of the Grand Palace. And now we are looking at the outer court area of the Grand Palace, comprising of the temple of the Emerald Buddha, พระเทพบิดร ปราสาทพระเทพบิดร building, which also houses the statues of the past kings of the Chakri dynasty. This is one of the places His Majesty will later today come to pay homage and respect to the statues of the former kings of Chakri dynasty. Now, people from all walks of life are waiting to be in the audience of His Majesty as soon as he arrives in this location or at this location. Now, we are watching the temple of the Emerald Buddha, which houses, of course, the Emerald Buddha image, which is considered to be at the heart of all Thais.
Yes, and these are the history of the temple of the Emerald Buddha dated back when King Rama I established the city of Bangkok as the capital of Ratanakosin era. He had the temple of the Emerald Buddha constructed in the eastern section of the royal palace in order to install the Emerald Buddha. The construction of the temple of the Emerald Buddha in the first reign was divided into two periods. The Emerald Buddha was brought into the abbot's residence, and the emerald itself in Thai is พระแก้ว and means the green color in Thai. King Rama I also had seasonal costumes made for the Emerald Buddha. And now we have seen the Emerald Buddha earlier. Here is the Emerald Buddha is with the costume of the summer season. And then King Rama III added another one for winter. So there are three seasonal costumes of the Emerald Buddha. Here is the mural painting inside the Ubosot or the ordination hall inside the Emerald Buddha. This is the scene of the Buddhist cosmology, the three worlds of desire, form, and non-form. On the western wall behind the Emerald Buddha and that of the enlightenment of the Buddha on the eastern or front wall were painted in the reign of King Rama I.
That's right. Now we are looking at another camera angle of Mahamontian group of buildings containing three principal buildings in this group of buildings, namely พระที่นั่งอมรินทรวินิจฉัย Throne Hall, พระไพศาลทักษิณ พระที่นั่งไพศาลทักษิณ Throne Hall, and พระที่นั่งจักรพรรดิพิมาน Throne Hall. All these three principal buildings are made up of this group of buildings called พระมหามนเทียน. These three buildings are the locations where the morning ceremony was conducted of coronation of King Rama X, and they are all located within the middle court of the Grand Palace. And of course now we are seeing the palanquin which will carry His Majesty the King from the middle court, from the Mahamontian group of buildings, to the outer court where the temple of the Emerald Buddha is located. The procession of the royal palanquin will take His Majesty from this location of the middle court now to the outer court later on this afternoon. And within the compound of the temple of the Emerald Buddha, His Majesty will then declare himself as being the royal patron of Buddhism. Now we are seeing the procession officials awaiting to receive His Majesty the King.
Today is the formal declaration of faith demonstrating His Majesty the King's willingness to become the royal patron of Buddhism, and there will also be the monks participating in this ceremony. Altogether, 80 monks, 80 venerable monks led by the Supreme Patriarch of Thailand and the abbot of Bawanivet Vihan Temple, สมเด็จพระวรรณรัตน์ สมเด็จพระธิรยานมุนี from เทพศิรินทราวาส Temple, สมเด็จพระพุทธาจารย์ from ไตรมิตรวิทยาราม Temple, พระพรหมวชิรยาน from ยานาวา Temple, พระวิสุทธิวงศาจารย์ from ปากน้ำ Temple, as well as venerable monks from temples across the Kingdom of Thailand. In a while, there will be the signal from the wooden clappers instrument to mark the beginning of the procession that has been waiting for His Majesty to proceed from Amrintra Vinichai Throne Hall, going through the gate named Thevarad Mahed before going towards the Tebet Raksa gate to being seated on the royal palanquin.
The royal palanquin called พระราชยานพุทธานทอง is a significant palanquin which will carry His Majesty the King in the royal procession, and of course this same royal palanquin will be used in tomorrow's procession when His Majesty travels on land to visit his subjects outside the wall of the Grand Palace. It will be another great procession taking up over 7 kilometers around the Ratanakosin Island. This will be an opportunity for his subjects to be in the audience of His Majesty the King. If you can imagine, in the olden days, it's not an often opportunity for any subject or any people from all walks of life to be able to see or to be in the audience of His Majesty the King in person. So this is a rare opportunity during the coronation that His Majesty will visit outside the wall of the Grand Palace to see his subject.
And this is an animated video that will give you an overview of what will be happening next for the next procedure that is the formal declaration of faith demonstrating His Majesty's the King's willingness to become the royal patron of Buddhism, and by paying homage to the royal relics of his of the previous kings and queens of the Kingdom of Thailand in the Chakri dynasty. Earlier, we mentioned that His Majesty the King to proceed from Amrintra Vinichai Throne Hall through the Thevarad Mahed gate before moving towards Tebet Raksa's gate to be seated on the royal palanquins called Puttan Thong, as our Captain Surasan has mentioned. Later on, there will be the signal by the wooden clappers for the beginning of the procession. And the royal procession would move slowly towards the Emerald Buddha's temple, which is going through the gate and then turn right, going towards on the right hand side of the compound before arriving the backside of the temples of the Emerald Buddha. Later on, His Majesty the King will perform the ceremony and graciously pay homage to the previous kings and queens of the Chakri dynasty.
And of course, the beauty of this royal palanquin of Pratinang or Pratayan Puttan Thong is that it's made of teak wood, and teak in Thailand is considered to be the most sought after wood because it's hardwood and can tolerate all kinds of weather conditions. And this particular royal palanquin, as it is made of teak wood, is covered in gold leaf and decorated elaborately with various semi-precious stones and mirrors to help make the royal palanquin glitter when it reflects in the sun. The procession officials, especially the drummers here, to help with the sound of the rhythm during the procession, as the procession of His Majesty the King will leave from Maha Montian group of buildings to the left of the screen through the gate of Tewet Raksa in the procession, then turn right into the alleyway or to the road leading up to the entrance to the temple of the Emerald Buddha. And all these colors all represent the procession of royalty. This will lead up the procession during the travel.
The Grand Palace complex was established in 1782, and it consists of not only the royal and throne halls, but also a number of government offices as well as the renowned temple of the Emerald Buddha. Here, back to the main venues for the coronation of the King RAMA X. In a while, the king will depart from here to going towards the temple of the Emerald Buddha to pay homage to his royal ancestors, and then will demonstrate his willingness to become the royal patron of Buddhism. The coronation of His Majesty King RAMA X is a mixture of the rites of Brahmanism and Buddhism, and we are able to witness today, the whole day, since the morning and up until now. However, Thai people, more than 90% of Thai people are Buddhist. However, we have followed a lot of Brahmin religious rites rooted from India up until now, especially in the important ceremonies.
And now talking about the costumes or the dresses worn by all these officials in the procession. Since we mentioned earlier that His Majesty the King is taken to be the reincarnation of the god, the costumes of these officials mostly reflect what Thais believe to be the resemblance of angels. And all these angels obviously would take or lead the procession of the god, being the king in this case, in the procession. So that's why you see these officials wearing what seems to be like the pointed hat to resemble the image of angels leading the procession of God as he is carried through the procession. And of course, the officials holding the drums here to mark the rhythm and the tune as the procession proceeds, so that everyone is in tune as the procession takes place.
When you mention about the king is regarded as the incarnation of God Vishnu. Vishnu is one of the greatest Hindu gods, and his mount is Garuda, and Rama, the hero of the story of the Ramayana or Ramayan in Thai, is his seventh incarnation on earth, at which time he came to destroy the demons. So one should not be surprised at all to find a Hindu story being depicted along the galleries of a Buddhist temple, as Buddhism and Hinduism have been intermingled in Southeast Asia since their first appearance in this region from India. The Thai king, though a Buddhist, is also considered as an incarnation of Vishnu.
That's right. And of course, taking part in this procession are the Brahmin priests as well, because obviously a lot of this tradition, the royal court tradition, actually has taken the tradition or the belief of Brahmin to be part of the royal court tradition. And the Brahmin priests, obviously, the medium, if you like, who would be able to communicate with the spirits in the spiritual world. So that's why they have to take part in this procession, so that they are able to communicate with the celestial beings and to announce to all worlds that now we have the newly crowned king of Thailand.
When you mention about the Brahminism or the ceremonies in Thailand, is a blend between Brahmin and Buddhist practices. Around 2,000 years ago, Indian traders established settlements in Southeast Asia. Later, these traders were followed by carriers of Indian culture, scholars, artisans, and both Brahmin and Buddhist holy men. The knowledge and teachings that they brought were adopted and adapted by the people of the region, influencing government, law, art, literature, myth, and religion. Brahminism, an early form of Hinduism, was brought to Southeast Asia by Brahmin priests. So with Brahminism came the vast Sanskrit canon of hymns and epic tales of gods and men. These tales supported the doctrine of divine kingship, which holds that the king is an incarnation of a god. In the tradition of Brahminism, the Thai king is held to be an incarnation of Vishnu, symbolically emphasizing his role as preserver and protector of his kingdom. Buddhism, however, has many of the same roots as Hinduism, also arrived in Southeast Asia along this period of Indianization. Since the two religions were not mutually exclusive, they often coexisted, even forming a hybrid religion in some periods. Theravada Buddhism eventually predominated in Thailand.
That's right. And now going back to the costumes of these officials, and each official wearing different costume, that is to separate them from the functions or from the duties that they need to perform in the procession. Obviously, you see in the front now the Brahmin priests wearing the white gowns, holding in their hands the conch shells. These are very auspicious indeed, as during the procession the Brahmin priest will sound the conch shell to mark the procession as the procession takes place. Some of the officials carrying weapons, these are symbolically meant to be the symbols of might and power of His Majesty the King when he travels. And the officials wearing the orange costumes now carrying the palanquin, obviously the barriers or the carriers of the palanquins, they have been assigned that task for the function or for this occasion. In the background there are some military officials escorting a security group of officials escorting the procession as well. So in a way there are reasons and logic to all of this. When forming a procession, we have the drummers who sound their drums so as to create the rhythm for the procession. We have the carriers, we have people who carry the weapons to show the might and the power, the authority of His Majesty the King. And we also have the military officials who also perform the duties as the royal guards to protect the throne or to protect His Majesty.
So in the procession, there consist of the royal page as well as the processional signaler, as mentioned earlier, to give the signal of beginning and stopping. They all wearing different elaborate costumes here. That these uniforms are from the tradition to honor the royal procession, which will begin in any minute as we are waiting for the arrival of His Majesty the King, who will later proceed and from the royal chariot here, going towards the temple of the Emerald Buddha to pay homage to the royal relics of his royal ancestors, previous kings and queens, and to demonstrate his willingness to become the royal patron of Buddhism. This is part of a final procedure of the coronation of His Majesty King RAMA X here.
And in the background there you see the royal colors carrying depicting the picture of the Garuda. Garuda is believed to be the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. The story has it that the Garuda and Lord Vishnu actually fought in a battle together, but because each had so much power, then they could not fight each other to win the battle. So they came to an agreement that whenever Lord Vishnu resides or wherever he resides, the Garuda will fly above his palace or his abode. And whenever His Majesty or the Lord Vishnu travels, the Garuda will become the vehicle for Lord Vishnu to ride on. And hence, you often see whenever His Majesty travels in royal vehicles, the flag or the colors with the Garuda flying high, leading or affixed to the front of the vehicle to represent that the Garuda is the vehicle for His Majesty to ride on. And of course, wherever His Majesty resides, the Garuda will fly high above in the flag or in the color, flying high above that residential area to demonstrate or to indicate that His Majesty is now in residence.
We see the beautiful view of the Chakri Mahaprasad throne hall, which is the large throne hall that harmoniously blends Eastern and Western architectural styles. It was built by King Chulalongkorn or King Rama V between 1876 and 1882. And this Chakri Mahaprasad throne hall was mainly used to perform various royal functions, such as receiving the credential of foreign ambassadors to Thailand. The heavenly abode in this throne hall is witnessed here, as we know that this is the main area or the main venue for the coronation of His Majesty King RAMA X. That earlier this morning there were the purification or the ablution ceremony, followed by the anointment ceremony, when the king received the abhisek water from 8 representatives of the 8 cardinal directions of the campus at the Atatit Utumporn Raja Asana throne. Then the king was presented the 9-tiered white umbrella of state from the chief Brahmin priest. That means or signifies the kingship. And then the king became fully fledged king of the Kingdom of Thailand. Earlier this afternoon, the king gave an audience, granting of an audience to the representatives of the royal families and high officials, both military and civilians. And now, this is the formal declaration of faith demonstrating His Majesty's willingness to become the royal patron of Buddhism.
And that's right. And during the process or during the ceremony of declaring to be the royal patron of Buddhism, His Majesty will present various offerings and represented by the small figures of trees in the colors of gold and silver, as well as the incense sticks and candles to various officials from the Ministry of Interior, so that they will take those items and place them in various temples dotted around the country. And symbolically, the 10 places that His Majesty will present. The items too will be temples of Prabhutabad Temple in Saraburi Province, Prasi Ratana Mahatha Temple in Pisanulok Province, Mahatha Temple in Sukhothai Province, Prathat Haripunchai Temple in Lamphun Province, Prabhatom Jedi Temple in Nakhon Pathom Province, Prabharamathad Temple in Nakhon Si Thammarat Province, Prathat Phanom Temple in Nakhon Phanom Province, Prasing Temple in Chiang Mai Province, Prathat Cheung Chum in Sakon Nakhon Province, and Prabharamathad Chaya Temple in Surat Thani Province. So these temples represent the temples dotted around the country to symbolize that now, since His Majesty has become the royal patron of Buddhism, he now offers the offerings to the officials so that they take all the offerings to these 10 temples to mark the occasion and to declare that His Majesty is now fully and officially the patron of Buddhism.
And today there will be altogether 80 venerable monks led by the His Holiness Supreme Patriarch of Thailand. This is the final procedures of the coronation of His Majesty the King RAMA X. That earlier this afternoon was the granting of an audience, and now is the formal declaration of faith demonstrating his willingness to become the royal patron of Buddhism, and by paying homage to the royal relics of previous kings and queens. In addition, later on in the evening, there will be the assumption of the royal residence ceremony and the procession of the circumambulation around the city that will happen tomorrow in late afternoon, which symbolically represents the entire realm of the Kingdom of Thailand. Speaking about Buddhism plays a very significant role in the daily life of Thai people, since about more than 90% of the people in King Thailand are Buddhists. Buddhism inevitably involves almost every occasion, such as birthdays, marriages, moving to a new house, opening business offices, and such. So, briefly speaking, the Buddhist doctrine stresses the three principal aspects of existence. The first one is dukkha, that means suffering. The second one is anicca, meaning impermanence. The last one, which is the third one, is anatta, that means non-substantiality. And the ultimate aim of Buddhism is nirvana or nibbana, nibbana in Sanskrit, which literally means the extinction of all desire and thoughts of all suffering or dukkha. It is an end not only to suffering and action or karma, but also to the cycle of rebirths that is existence. There are about 27,000 Buddhist temples across the country, and majority of them are in the countryside. In Thailand, Buddhist monks are highly venerated for their life, self-restraint, social benevolence, and knowledge of spiritual practice to allow people to have more time to devote to religious practices. All major Buddhist holidays are declared as national holidays. In addition, it has long been a Thai custom for Buddhist males for over 20 years old to be temporarily ordained as Buddhist monks. And when His Majesty had become monk as well, in a short while, to follow the traditional belief of Buddhism.
Now the carriers of the royal palanquin have been given the order to prepare themselves to receive His Majesty the King as he proceeds through the gates from Amarintara Vinichai Throne Hall and to be seated on the Bhutan Thong royal palanquin in just a short while. The distance that the procession will need to travel will be about 220 meters from the gates of Maha Monton group of buildings here to Temple of the Emerald Buddha. Now the arrival of His Majesty the King.
เร็วขึ้นมาคนนั้นจับหลังอันข้าพระเจ้าขอพระทานพระบรมราชาญาติชาวริขบวนจากรัฐสิงห์ทัพนะศาสนาข้าพเจ้าขอรับด้วยข้าวด้วยหม่อมขอเดชะข้าพเจ้าขอพระราชาญาติริขบวนจากรัฐสิงห์ทัพนะ เอาแสงเสด็จถวายความเคารพพระบาทสมเด็จพระเจ้าอยู่หัวตรงหน้านั่งวัชยาวัดยกอก
ขอเดชะฝ่าละอองธุลีพระบาทโปรดเกล้าโปรดกระหม่อมในการพระราชพิธีบรมราชาภิเษกพุทธศักราช 2562 ได้ทรงพระกรุณาโปรดเกล้าโปรดกระหม่อมให้จัดเครื่องราชสักการะมีต้นไม้ทอง 10 ต้น ต้นไม้เงิน 10 ต้นธูปเงิน 10 ดอกเทียนทอง 10 เล่มสำหรับทรงพระราชอุทิศพระราชทานให้กระทรวงมหาดไทยนำไปบูชาพระพุทธบาทวัดพระพุทธบาทจังหวัดสระบุรีพระพุทธชินราชวัดพระศรีรัตนมหาธาตุจังหวัดพิษณุโลกพระบรมธาตุวัดมหาธาตุจังหวัดสุโขทัยพระธาตุหิริบุญชัยวัดพระธาตุหิริบุญชัยจังหวัดลำพูนพระปฐมเจดีย์วัดพระปฐมเจดีย์จังหวัดนครปฐมพระบรมธาตุวัดพระบรมธาตุจังหวัดนครศรีธรรมราชพระธาตุพนมวัดพระธาตุพนมจังหวัดนครพนมพระธาตุวัดพระสิงห์จังหวัดเชียงใหม่พระธาตุเชิงชุมวัดพระธาตุเชิงชุมจังหวัดสกลนครพระธาตุชัยยาวัดพระบรมธาตุชัยยาจังหวัดสุราษฎร์ธานีพระพุทธเจ้าขอรับด้วยเกล้าด้วยกระหม่อมขอเดชะยกผมยก
ได้ไหม
สุรักนัทายาติสรเนนะสหาปัญจศีลานิยาจามาทุติยามปิมะยังพันเตวิสุงรักนัทายาติสรเนนะสหาปัญจศีลานิยาจามาตติยามปิมะยังพันเตวิสุงรักนัทายาติสรเนนะสหาปัญจศีลานิยาจามา
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิ สังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิทุติยัมปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิทุติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิทุติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิตติยัมปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิตติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิตติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิปานาติปาตาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิอะทินนาทานาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิสุกามิสุมิจฉาจาราเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาทาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยมัชฌะปมาทฐานาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิอิมานิปัญจสิกขาปทานิสีเลนะสุขติงยันติสีเลนะภูกสัมปทาสีเลนะนิพพุติงยันติตัตมาสีลังวิโสภะเย
ข้าแต่พระสงฆ์ผู้เจริญแต่เดิมมาข้าพเจ้าได้มีจิตศรัทธาเลื่อมใสและได้ถึงพระรัตนตรัยเป็นสรณะโดยวิธีนั้นๆอยู่แล้วฉะนั้นบัดนี้ข้าพเจ้าได้เถลิงถวายราชสมบัติบรมราชาภิเษกแล้วจึงขอมอบตัวแด่พระพุทธเจ้าพระธรรมเจ้าและพระสังฆเจ้าก็ได้รับการจัดการให้ความคุ้มครองรักษาพระพุทธศาสนาโดยชอบธรรมตลอดไปข้าแต่พระสงฆ์ผู้เจริญขอพระสงฆ์จงจำไว้ด้วยดีว่าข้าพเจ้าเป็นพุทธศาสนูปถัมภกเถิด
อะติเรกวัสสตังชีวตุอะติเรกวัสสตังชีวตุอะติเรกวัสสตังชีวตุทีฆายุโกโหตุอโรโกโหตุทีฆายุโกโหตุอโรโกโหตุสุขิโตโหตุปรมินทมหาราชาเจ
ติธิกิจจังติธิกัมมังติธิราภูชโยนิจังปรเมนดมหาราชวรสะภวตุสัพพทาขอถวายพระพรสัพพพุทธานุภาเวนัสสะพะธัมมานุภาเวนัสสะพะสังฆานุภาเวนะพุทธรัตนังธัมมรัตนังสังฆรัตนังตินังรัตนังจตุราสีริสหัสธัมมาคันธานุภาเวนะปิตกัตถยานุภาเวนะจินนสาวกานุภาเวนะสัพเพเทโรภาสัพเพเทพยาสัพเพเทอันตรายาสัพเพเทอุปัฏฐวาสัพเพเททุนนิมิตตาสัพเพเทอวมังคลาวินาสันตุอายุวัฏโกธนวัฏโกสิริวัฏโกยัสสวัฏโกภะวัฏโกวันนวัฏโกสุขวัฏโกโหตุสัพพะทาทุกขโรกัปยาเวราโสกาสัตตุจุปัฏฐวาเนกาอันตรายามิวินาสันตุจเตทัสสะเทยสิทธิธนังลาภังโสทิภาพยังสุขังพลังสิริอายุจวันโนจะโตกังมุตติยยัตวาสัตวัตตาจะอายุจะชีวสิทธิภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังราคันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพพุทธานุภาเวนัสสะทาโสติภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังราคันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพธัมมานุภาเวนัสสะทาโสติภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังราคันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนัสสะทาโสติภวันตุเต
ข
ปกเกล้าปกกระหม่อมข้าพระพุทธเจ้าขอพระราชาพระบรมราชานุญาตอัญเชิญพระราชยานพุทธตาลทองเข้าประจำริ้วขบวนพระพุทธเจ้าข้าขอรับด้วยเกล้าด้วยกระหม่อมขอเดชะแถวรับเด็ดเด็ดข้าพนักงานข้าพนักงานต้นวัชยาเจ้าพนักงานแตกซ้ายเปลี่ยนมาราชยานนาเดิน ยานเอาหยุด
เสด็จถวายความเคารพตรงหน้านั่งวัทยาวัดทางซ้ายยัดยกอกยกอกปึ๊บแถวสายเสด็จเรียบเอาเสร็จพร้อมแถวแสนเสด็จถวายความเคารพพระบาทสมเด็จพระเจ้าอยู่หัวตรงหน้านั่งวัทยาไอ้วัดยัดยกอกยกอกปึ๊บ
So His Majesty the King, having made the declaration to become the royal patron of Buddhism, back at the temple of the Emerald Buddha in front of the congregation of 80 monks within the Ubosot or the chapel area of the temple of the Emerald Buddha. The monks have acknowledged that His Majesty has now become the royal patron of Buddhism. He then went on to pay respect to the statues of the past kings of Chakri dynasty in Prasat Prathe Bidon, and now the procession, having left the temple of the Emerald Buddha, now docking beside the pavilion leading up to the Dusit Mahaprasad Throne Hall, the location where we have now. Another ceremony will take place, indeed, within this Dusit Mahaprasad Throne Hall.
Yes, that will be the paying homage to his royal ancestor of the royal relics, altogether containing in 22 urns, placing in front of the 9-tiered white umbrella of state. We mentioned earlier that this is symbolized of the kingship. This is the highest rank being given. In a while, His Majesty the King will arrive the hall to pay respect to the Buddha image of, according to his days of birth, as well as to pay homage to the royal ancestors of the royal relics containing in the 22 urns, placing here in the hall, also sitting, awaiting the arrival of His Majesty the King, are the Prime Minister of Thailand, along with his cabinet, and the President of the National Legislative Assembly, Chief Justice of Supreme Court, members of the high-ranking royal families, distinguished guests, members of the Privy Council, and consorts.
And of course, this ceremony that is about to take place here is part of the customary procedure whenever the kingship is bestowed and enthroned. It's the custom for the king to pay homage to his ancestors. Early on, we witnessed the paying of homage to the statues of the past kings, and now His Majesty is about to pay homage to the relics contained in the urns situated in the middle portion of the throne hall here, as part of the paying respect to his ancestors, containing the relics of both the past kings as well as the senior members of the royal family in the past.
Also inside the hall are the venerable monks led by His Holiness Supreme Patriarch of Thailand, สมเด็จพระอริยวงศาคัตยาน Later will chant prayer, Matika, as part of the paying homage of the royal relics of His Majesty the King's royal ancestors, including Rama I until Rama IX, and high-ranking members of the royal families, that the royal relics are containing in the 22 urns placing in front of the 90th white umbrella of state signifies the kingship.
The significance of this Pratinang Dusit Mahaprasad or Dusit Mahaprasad throne hall is actually this is the throne hall built on a symmetrical cruciform plan. The roof is topped with a tall gilded spire. The hall is considered an ideal archetype of Thai traditional architecture. And every aspect of the exterior decoration of the throne hall is imbued with symbolism. The hall is built in the shape of a tall mountain to represent Mount Meru, the residence or the abode of the mythical gods at the center of the universe. The spire can be divided into 3 sections. The lower section, which is the base, is formed of 7 superimposed layers, each layer representing a level of heaven in accordance with the Traipum Buddhist cosmology. The middle section is in the shape of a bell. However, the roundness has been flattened to create a 4-sided shape. This represents the stupa in which the Buddha's ashes have been interred. The top section is similar to the top of jadis, depicting a tapered lotus bud or the crystal dewdrop, signifying the escape from samsara or cycle of rebirths. The spire is supported by Garudas on its 4 sides, as well as being the symbol of kingship. The Garuda represents the mythical creatures of the Himawan forest surrounding Mount Meru. Close picture of the royal urns containing the relics of the past kings as well as members of the royal family. Now looking at the pictures or the view of the roof or the ceiling of this Dusit Mahaprasad throne hall, beautifully decorated in details.
So this is the first day of the coronation of His Majesty King Rama X. This marks the most significant ceremonies. In early morning, there was the royal purification or the Song Muratha Pisek ceremony took place also here at the compound of the Grand Palace. Muratha Pisek refers to the action of pouring holy water over from the head to toe of the king, also known as ablution, followed by the anointment ceremony at Paisan Thaksin Throne Hall. Then His Majesty the King proceeded and sat under the royal 90th white umbrella of state, where the chief Brahmin presented him with the royal golden plaque of His Majesty's official title, the royal regalia, and the ancient and auspicious orders, and the weapons of sovereignty. After the crowning and investiture ceremony, His Majesty presented the first royal command earlier today, promising to reign with righteousness and to the benefit of the people of the Kingdom of Thailand. He also led the royal proclamations of the establishment of Her Majesty the Queen. And early afternoon, there was the granting of an audience of His Majesty the King, which was is a part of the procedure of the coronation to allow the royal families, high officials, both military and civilians, as well as foreign dignitaries, to pay homage to the king. And now we are witnessing the formal declaration of faith, demonstrating His Majesty the King's willingness to become the royal patron of Buddhism, which just took place earlier at the temple of the Grand Temple of the Emerald Buddha, before proceeding back to the compound inside the inner compound of the Grand Palace. Now we are waiting for the arrival of His Majesty the King to pay homage to the royal relics of his royal ancestors, the previous kings and queens of the Jagri dynasty.
Now, looking at the exterior aspect of the throne hall here, you can see at the top of the roof, carrying the spire. At the bottom, you see the animals, which look like the animals. They are in fact the Garudas carrying the spire, or the Mount Meru, which is a mythical location where the god Indra is believed to reside. And of course, I explained earlier that the spire actually is divided into 3 sections, with the lower section, which is the base, is formed of the 7 superimposed layers, each layer representing a level of heaven in accordance with the Traipum Buddhist cosmology. The middle section is the shape of a bell. However, the roundness has been flattened to create a 4-sided shape. This represents the stupa in which the Buddha's ashes have been interred. And the top section is similar to the top of JD, depicting a tapered lotus bud or the crystal dewdrop, signifying the escape from the samsara or the cycle of rebirths. And the beautiful architecture of this throne hall has every symbol represented on the exterior here to represent the tall mountain of Mount Meru, the mythological center of the universe.
And this Dusit Mahaprasad throne hall is actually situated on the right-hand side next to the Jagri Mahaprasad throne hall. And you can also see in the middle of the throne hall on the top, the Garuda, as Captain Surasan mentioned, that which is the king of birds and mount of Vishnu, or one of the greatest Hindu gods. The motif of Garuda, holding a naga, is believed to have the power to chase away evil spirits, as also Captain Surasan mentioned Indra, deity Indra, originally the chief god of war and thunder during the period that Hinduism and Buddhism, Indra is the chief god of the heaven of the 33 top heavens, and he resides on top of the Sumeru mountain. His mouth, he has a power, and his complexion is green. So we believe that in deity Indra, and we also believe that the Vishnu, which is one of the greatest Hindu gods, and the Thai kings, though a Buddhist, is also considered as an incarnation of Vishnu or God.
Now, looking inside at the interior walls of this throne hall, the interior or the walls are painted with a lotus bud design arranged in a geometric pattern. Within the lotus buds are seated praying deities, a common Thai motif often associated with holy places. And the ceiling, which has a coffered octagonal-shaped section directly below the spire, is decorated with glass mosaic stars. This reinforces the impression of being in a heavenly abode. The interior panel of the door and window shutters depicted standing deities facing each other, holding weapons as guards for the king. The thickness of the walls allow further spaces between the shutters and the wall to be decorated. These are decorated with murals depicting trees in Chinese style. So very interesting architecture and decoration indeed for this Dusit Mahaprasad Throne Hall. And now congregation of 22 monks are ready to chant prayers as blessing on this occasion to the relics of the past ancestors, of the royal ancestors and members of the royal family.
Here members of venerable monks led by His Holiness Supreme Patriarch of Thailand will later on chant prayers and give blessing to His Majesty the King, and the royal urns of the royal relics of His Majesty's royal ancestors, which are the previous kings and queens of Thailand, are placed under the 9-tiered white umbrella of states, symbolize the kingship. You can also see the members of the high-ranking members of the royal family on the left-hand side. That is His Serene Highness Admiral Busan Sawadiwat, who earlier performed the ablution ceremony, and throughout the day as well.
Now at the center of the picture here, you see the mother of pearl throne containing all the urns of the royal relics. Now the officials stand to receive the presence of His Majesty the King as he arrives in the throne hall.
นุปาทินุปาทานิยธรรมะอนุปาทินานุปาทานิยธรรมะสังกิเลสสังกิเลสกาธรรมะสังกิเลสสังกิเลสกาธรรมะสังกิเลสสังกิเลสกาธรรมะสวิตากสวิจารมะธรรมะอวิตากวิจารมะตาธรรมะอวิตากวิจารธรรมะปิติสหกตาธรรมะสุขสหกตาธรรมะอุเปกขาสหกตาธรรมะทัสสเนนะปะหาดาภาธรรมะภาวนายปะหาตาภาธรรมะเนวทัสสเนนะภาวนายปะหาตาภาธรรมะทัสสเนนะปะหาตาภะเหตุกามาภาวนายปะหาตาภะเหตุกาธรรมะเนวทัสสเนนะภาวนายปะหาตาภะเหตุกาธรรมะอาจยคามิโนธรรมะอปัจจยคามิโนธรรมะเนวจยคามิโนนาปัจจยคามิโนธรรมะเสกขาธรรมะอเสกขาธรรมะเนวเสกขานาเสกขาธรรมะปริตตาธรรมะมหัคคตาธรรมะอัปปมานาธรรมะปริตตารัมมนาธรรมะมหัคคตารัมมนาธรรมะอัปปมานารัมมนาธรรมะอินาธรรมะมัชฌิมาธรรมะปณิตาธรรมะมิจฉาตนิยตาธรรมะธัมมาตนิยตาธรรมะอนิยตาธรรมะมัคคารัมมนาธรรมะมัคคเหตุกาธรรมะมัคคาธิปติโนธรรมะอุปปันนาธรรมะอนุปปันนาธรรมะอุปาทิโนธรรมะอติตาธรรมะอนาคตาธรรมะปัจจุปันนาธรรมะอติตารัมมนาธรรมะอนาคตารัมมนาธรรมะปัจจุปันนารัมมนาธรรมะอาจัตตาธรรมะปหิทาธรรมะอาจัตตปหิทาธรรมะอาจัตตารัมมนาธรรมะปหิทารัมมนาธรรมะอาจัตตปหิทารัมมนาธรรมะสันนิทัสสนสัพปติคาธรรมะอนิทัสสนสัพปติคาธรรมะอนิทัสสนปฏิคาธรรมะเหตุปัจจโยอารัมมณปัจจโยอธิปติปัจจโยอนันตรปัจจโยสมนันตรปัจจโยสหชาตปัจจโย โยอัญญมัญญปัจจโยนิตยปัจจโยอุปนิตยปัจจโยชาตปัจจโยปัจฉาชาตปัจจโยอาเสวนปัจจโยกรรมปัจจโยวิปากปัจจโยอาหารปัจจโยอินทรียปัจจโยฌานปัจจโยมรรคปัจจโยสัมปยุตตปัจจโยวิปยุตตปัจจโยอาทิปัจจโยนาทิปัจจโยวิคตปัจจโยอวิคตปัจจโย
ปุราปริปุเรนติสาครังเอวเมวะอิโตทินังปิตานังอุปกปติอิจิตังปฏิตังตุมหังคิปะเมวะสมิจจตุสัพเพปุเรนตุสังกปาจันโทปนรโสยถามณิโชติระโสยถา
สัพพิติโยวิวัจจันตุสัพพะโรโควินาศตุมาเตภวัตุนตรายโยสุขิติขายุโกภวสัพพิติโยวิวัจจันตุสัพพะโรโควินาศตุ กินติกายุโกภวะอภิวาทนาสิริสนิจจังวุฒาปัจจายโนจัตตารโอธรรมาวัฏันติอายุวันโนสุขังภะลังยัญจะโกทักขินาทินาสังฆามิสุปฏิทิตาเองครัสสังหิตายัสสะทานโสอุปจัปปติโสยาติธัมโมจะยังนิทัสสิโตเปตานปุจาจักตาอุรารารัญญภิกขุนัมมโนปทินังตุมเหหิปุญญังปัสสุตังอนาปกันติ
อติเรกวัสสตังชีวตุอติเรกวัสสตังชีวตุอติเรกวัสสตังชีวตุทีฆายุโกโหตุอโรโคโหตุทีฆายุโกโหตุอโรโคโหตุสุขิโตโหตุปรมินทมหาราชาสราชินีสิทธิกิจจังสิทธิกัมมังสิทธิลาภูชโยนิจังปรมินทรมหาราชวรสาภวตาชินิยาสหะภวตุสัพพทาขอถวายพระพร
ภวตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพพุทธาเวนัสสทธาโสทิภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพธรรมานุภาเวนัสสทธาโสทิภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนัสสทธาโสทิภวันตุเตขอถวายพระพรเจริญพระราชสิริสวัสดิ์พิพัฒนมงคลพระชนมสุขทุกประการจงมีแด่สมเด็จบรมบพิตรพระราชสมภารพระองค์สมเด็จพระธรรมิกมหาราชาธิราชเจ้าผู้ทรงพระคุณอันประเสริฐเวลานี้สมควรแล้วอัตมภาพทั้งปวงขอถวายพระพรราแด่สมเด็จบรมบพิตรพระราชสมภารเจ้าทั้งสองพระองค์ผู้ทรงพระคุณอันประเสริฐขอถวายพระพร
His Majesty the King graciously offered the saffron robes to venerable monks after their monks chant for their deceased of the royal ancestors, former kings and queens of the Chakri dynasty.
วัตสังขาราอุปาทวยธรรมิโนอุปชิตวานิรุชันติเตสังอุปสโมสุโข
The court officials have now folded the Pusayong cloth connecting the royal urns of the ancestors, the family members, and the Buddhist monks chanting the prayer of blessing to the ancestors. In just a short while, His Majesty will then depart from the Dusit Mahaprasad throne hall to complete the ceremony taking place here at this location.
And this afternoon, when His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Queen arrive the hall to pay homage to the royal relics of the royal ancestors, now their Majesty pay respect to their Buddha images, and the royal relics of his royal ancestors, former kings and queens of the Chakri dynasty of the Kingdom of Thailand. Later this evening, there will be the ceremony of assumption of the royal residence that will take place at Chakapat Piman Royal Residence. The purpose of this ceremony is to symbolically take up the royal residence and perform housewarming. And tomorrow, May the 5th, there will be the ceremony to bestow His Majesty Royal Cipher and Royal Title and to grant the royal ranks to the members of loyalty, which will take place at Amarintra Vinichai Throne Hall. And that concludes the live coverage today of the most important ceremonies in the coronation of King Rama X.
And that's right, please stay tuned for tomorrow's coverage. Again, as Dr. Rungtip mentioned, for the royal cipher declaration tomorrow at 0900 hours or 9 a.m. in the morning.
Yes, thank you for watching. We will come back tomorrow. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
ไปแล้วว่านอนไม่ตื่นแล้วต้นนะว่านอนไม่ตื่น